Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Square Eye Syndrome podcast episode number 11. My name is Ben Gilman. As always, I'm joined by Tom Hill.
Hey.
And Troy Salmon.
What's up?
And I forgot to say good evening. How rude of me. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm going alright. Not too bad, you know. Chilling out. Do the best I can. No,
surviving.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely a bit of that. I'm the only one without a microphone. Tom got a new one, and I forgot to install mine because I'm a lazy bastard. So next week, the audio quality will be better. Hopefully.
Hopefully, hope so, guys.
I'm locked in. I don't have any excuses not to have it done. Anyway. So, right, Tom, you're up first. Let's do it.
Okay. So, this week I've started watching something new that I've kind of looked at starting quite a few times. It's not a new program, and it's one that was cancelled after one season. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm about 4 episodes in. It's on Netflix. It's Limitless.
Oh, yes.
Have either of you guys seen this?
All right. Yeah, all right, go on.
I've seen the film.
Yeah, I loved the film. Absolutely loved the film. Actually, quite a big fan of the original book called The Dark Fields as well. But the film adaptation is a good adaptation. It doesn't follow the book exactly, but it's a good version of it.
Yeah.
And I just assumed that the TV show was them just, as they've done with lots of films, turning a film I already knew into a TV show. So it was probably going to follow the same plot, which is why I haven't picked it up yet till today, or well, yesterday. And it's not. It's actually it's set in the exact same world as that film. And Bradley Cooper appears in the first episode. So it's a different guy finding this NZT tablet set 4 years after the events of the film.
Okay.
And now Bradley Cooper actually appears in it to advise this guy on how to take NZT and to help him. He's now a congressman. And I mean, so far he's only been a very small role. He's appeared in about 2 minutes. That's probably all they could afford to get him for. And then other people representing him are talking to this guy. So the character is involved. Bradley Cooper's character from the film is mentioned during every episode, but he's actually only appeared for about 5 minutes of one episode. But
Question.
Yeah, go.
Is it an original Netflix show, or is it just happened to be on Netflix?
I believe it's an original Netflix show, but I'm not absolutely certain on that.
Why did they not park all the money outside Bradley Cooper's house?
Actually, it might be a Sky show that is now on Netflix.
Oh, that would explain it. Because Disney, you know, I mean, they can't compare to Disney in terms of money, but, you know.
I could be wrong. Bradley Cooper could appear really heavily in like the next 6 episodes.
I would love a lot of Bradley Cooper. I love him.
There's 22 episodes, and I'm on the 4th, so
okay.
There's a long way for me to go. But it got cancelled after one season, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Don't know why, because it got pretty good critical reception, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw it the other day, and I was like, it had good ratings. To be honest, that's weird.
Yeah. So, but for whatever reason, maybe the cast were too famous, because it's got the I can never remember her real name. The woman who played Deb in Dexter is the female lead.
Oh yeah, I can't remember her name. Never can.
No, good actress though.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love that guy. I love her. She's amazing.
She doesn't swear as much in this one, it has to be said.
Okay, that's good. She was swearing every syllable. It's crazy.
But anyway, yeah, it's basically this guy finds one of his a former school friend gives him one thing of NZT to help him at work, and he does loads of amazing things in the 12 hours that the tablet works, and then has a complete come down, goes to see his friend, finds him dead. So in that respect, it's similar to what happened to Bradley Cooper. Then there's another person who might have the tablets, and they're found dead as well. And yeah, so the first episode is him basically being chased by the FBI because he keeps showing up at crime scenes. And him trying to get hold of NZT. But the way this one works differently is, like I said, they run along the same premise that after a while you become really sick from NZT, like in the film.
Yeah, does ruin.
But what they do with this one is they kind of admit that the government knew about this tablet and actually had people who willingly volunteered to use it. And after a year, they'd all got ill and they'd never been able to work out why. Obviously, Bradley Cooper has worked out how to get around it. He takes some kind of weird injection, which he gives to this guy. He doesn't explain to him. He says to him, "You're about to be in a position to be really useful to me, which is why I'm helping you. But you cannot tell anybody about this injection." So when the FBI check this guy's blood and his brain function, knowing he's taken NZT, he has no deterioration. So they think he's somehow got the magic biological combination to not react. He's got some kind of gene in his body that means that he doesn't react to NZT. And he's not allowed to tell them, actually, there's an injection that I have to take every couple of months. Otherwise, I'll go the same way as everybody else. And yeah, basically, he then starts working for the FBI. So it then becomes like a crime caper thing as well, mixed in with a guy who, for half the day, is normal, and for half the day while he's at work, is an absolute genius who can do just about anything. And yeah, it's just really cool how the FBI use him.
So when's the first time you saw Bradley Cooper as an actor?
Oh,
Alias. I saw him in his first action role. Boom, have that. Done.
First one I really remember noticing him was Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, noticing him was one thing. Alias, I used to love Alias, but I could never notice him until later on.
I kind of saw him in Alias for 2 seasons before he started to get big. And I thought, he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not claiming all late fakers and all this shit, but I was there at the early days. You know?
That's the thing. I'm sure I did see him in stuff, but the one where I actually first went, okay, this guy's worth taking notice of was Wedding Crashers.
Yeah. Because I used to watch all the shows. I've watched so many to count. Alias, all that stuff. Dark Angel, all that stuff.
See, I never really got into Alias. I probably should have done, but I never did.
That was a great show.
It is a good show.
I might start watching it for this.
A lot of people have given it shit because it gets really complicated, so you kind of have to watch it from the beginning and pay attention.
Yeah, if you don't watch it from the beginning, there's no point watching it.
Very good. It doesn't try and surprise you too much, and unlike Lost, it does make an effort to make sense.
Okay.
Things make sense. It does hold together quite well. The first 2 seasons are most probably a lot of people's favourite, because then it decides to get really brave, and back in 2001, people weren't ready for their minds to be shot to pieces. You know, I don't know. It was just before Lost. This is like J.J. Abrams' first big show.
The show that must not be named, yeah.
Yeah, and unlike Lost, it actually paid off. And
I think they're trying to do a reboot as well of Lost.
What?
They're rebooting Lost.
Well, we know that Troy's going to be bringing this up in a couple of weeks.
Shows
that get rebooted for his thing.
Is it called Charmed? Is that the new name for Charmed? Lost.
No, that's something way out there. But
it's the reboot's called Lost. Still Lost. Fuck
hey, the reboot of Charm's coming soon. Don't worry about it, guys. I'm here for you.
Yeah. Let's get off the charm thing. All right.
Actually, in fairness, we're the ones who brought it up this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Next week, we're talking about angry policemen. Let's not try and put witches in there somehow. Right. So, one question, out Bradley Cooper, how does the new guy do? Because this show hasn't got a lot.
Good. The new guy's good. He's he doesn't try and do it the same way as Bradley Cooper. He's a bit more cheeky, I guess.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's. Like I say, I'm only a few episodes in, so I can't really truly judge it yet. But
I read an article recently.
What's that?
I read an article recently. Undiscovered Gems, and it was a really good piece on it.
Okay.
Just said in one season, it wrapped it up where more could have happened, but it doesn't leave it on a cliffhanger. So they're all like really good. They said it's really clever. It has a lot of fun with it, apparently, which is good to hear. I might have to check this out as well.
Well, yeah, I would definitely recommend, based on what I've seen so far, I would say it's worth the watch. It hasn't bored me. It's kept my attention. It's interesting. It mixes a few of the things I enjoy. Like, I enjoy kind of like police dramas and that kind of thing. And it kind of does that a little bit. So it plays to my whodunit loving nature. So
No, me too. I love it too.
but yeah, definitely worth the watch.
All right. Limitless.
Okay, secondly, today I'm going for a show that finished long time ago now. Well, it's a long time ago. I think it was 2005 when it finished. It ran for about 4 or 5 years. It's a show called 6 Feet Under.
Okay.
Don't know if either of you have come across this.
One of the shows that I keep meaning to get to, but never on streaming platforms. Because the box sets back in the day were too expensive. So I've tried to find it in streaming sets. The minute it lands, I'm going to watch it. I've been meaning to watch it for years.
Well, for those who don't know, the basic premise is you've got a family of basically undertakers. One of them, Nate, had moved away, didn't want to be part of the family business.
Yeah.
His younger brother, David, played by Michael C. Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Went on to be Dexter.
My boy.
Yeah. He's kind of been trapped. He didn't want to be an undertaker, but because his brother pissed off, he's kind of been stuck doing it. And he hates it. And they do a lot of things with inner monologues and stuff. It's in some ways a little bit like Peep Show did, but not quite the same.
Or is it similar to like Dexter when he's just literally talking to himself sometimes in his mind?
Yeah, and also especially on the first series, I can't remember if they did it for every series, but there's always a really, really interesting death at the beginning of every episode that these guys are then having to like patch up, like somebody get chopped to piece in a mixer and stuff like that, and his family asking they can have an open casket. They're like, seriously?
Oh my god!
Yeah, so it's very dark humor. It deals with some real challenging issues as well.
Damn.
But it's very dark. Basically, the premise is that this guy Nate is coming back for, I think it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And his dad's on the way to the airport to pick him up and gets killed in a car crash. And so he then ends up having to stay because of needing to arrange the funeral, the family stuff, all that. And then it turns out his dad has left him half the business with his younger brother. So his younger brother has spent the last whatever many years working his ass off and doing the job. And suddenly he's only got 50% of the company because his other brother just gets given it. And so it's about the tensions between family and like entitlement and all those kind of things. And you also get a lot of people sitting talking to imaginary people. So the guy who plays the dad in the first series regularly appears talking to either Michael C. Clarke or Nate about what they're doing and basically verbalizing all of their concerns for them, giving them like something to bounce back off.
Yeah.
And he's really good. He's unbelievably he's the most sarcastic character in the whole thing. So it's really, really good. The whole family, it deals with, obviously it has to be slightly morbid in the fact it deals with death every single episode. But it's also about teenagers growing up and finding their identity, that kind of stuff as well.
Okay. I have a question for you. Is this are you getting around to finally watching it because you've heard?
No. I watched it when it first started. This is a show that I actually, on day one, when it came out on Channel 4, so probably into season 2 in America by the time it came out.
So this is a show that you're throwing up as a legacy show.
This is a show that I watched the day it came out.
Soon as. Okay.
And I was with it for the first couple of seasons, and then I drifted away, and I came back to it about a year or so ago, and watched the final couple of seasons. And yeah, like I say, it's one of those. It's difficult to watch it all in a one because it's dealing with death constantly.
Yeah.
Which can be quite depressing. So you can only handle so much. But like I say, they use as much humor as they possibly can in it. And Michael C. Hall is an amazing actor. Peter Krause, who plays
Peter Crouch.
Peter Krause.
Oh, I was about to say.
He's an
Didn't
amazing
know,
actor as
didn't
well.
know one of the England footballers is an actor. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez.
But it's also got what's her name? Rachel Griffiths. She was. Have you ever seen the film Muriel's Wedding
No.
Nope.
from the early 90s?
No.
It's a great film anyway. You should see it. But she was she's an Australian actor. She's quite famous, and she was one of the two well-known actors who did the show, and she becomes quite a major part of it as well.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, it's as a show, it's different, but it is still very funny in places, and it's definitely worth the watch.
Okay.
Because
So
it deals. Go on.
Please.
No, I was just going to say it deals with a lot of other issues and things and mortality of the people who have been major characters. Like one of them gets killed off quite unexpectedly.
Yeah.
But it's not because the actor was leaving the show, because the actor was actually in every single episode after that, as the same thing as their dad had been in the first series. So it wasn't we had to kill him off of that, but it was just really unexpected. Suddenly this character was gone. And it was the last one all the others you kind of at different points went, they're going to end up dying because of a choice that they're making. And this was the only character that didn't seem that way. But anyway.
Yeah.
It was cleverly done.
Nice, okay. Limitless and 6 Feet Under.
But I just also, briefly, a couple of weeks ago, I spoke about Gotham.
How's that going?
I've now finished. And
for
the most part, I loved it.
Wow.
But I was massively underwhelmed by the last episode.
Oh my gosh, yes. For sure.
That's the only thing I can say.
Did he do a small real thing where he's just like, I'm Superman, off you go. He just got the actor wearing the outfit at the end. Is that how Gotham ends?
Sort of. Not exactly. No, they do it a little more class. There's a little more class to it than that. But
okay. So the kid doesn't go, I'm Batman.
No, the name Batman is never used in Gotham at any point.
No, never.
Because they probably didn't have the right. Just as Joker wasn't used either.
Nope.
And in fact, Catwoman technically wasn't used. They referred to the character as Cat as a nickname, but they never call her Catwoman. Penguin and Riddler, they obviously had the rights to.
But it feels like a parody, like wink, wink. We're going to get quite close, but we can't use it.
Well, they used the phrase Dark Knight instead, which is fair enough.
Dark Knight.
But yeah, just a really enjoyable show. The last series was strong when Gotham is kind of locked off. It's really good. Very different dynamics, but highly enjoyable. And yeah, just the last episode, I don't know, it didn't end it as well as the rest of the show had kind of set it up to end, if you know what I mean. I'd expected something more.
Yeah.
From that ending.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's the best incarnation of Penguin, the best incarnation of Riddler.
Can I be honest with you? That's not very hard, to be fair, because Jim Carrey...
The Riddler Jim Carrey was epic.
The Riddler Jim Carrey was a brilliant portrayal of Jim Carrey.
Tommy Lee Jones completely fucked in this.
No, but I like the Riddler from the Joel Schumacher film. I really do. But Ed Nigma in the TV show Gotham, given time to develop as a character and understanding why this person is the way they are to a far deeper level, makes you actually give a damn about one of the nastiest characters in the whole show. He's an evil git, but you actually find yourself wanting him to survive.
It's true.
Okay.
And that's good writing and good acting.
Well, the thing that you've had trouble with is like these legacy shows is because do we either have them in the specials occasionally if more than one of us has seen them, or do you just sacrifice it?
Well, no. The thing is, because we only give a little bit of time to it in our sort of standard podcast. I don't think that I say enough about them to ruin if we went into them in real depth, and I think I have a hell of a lot to say about them in depth.
Yes.
So I don't worry about discussing legacy shows because
that's the rule. That's the rule. That's a good rule. We didn't discuss that before. Okay, so that's that. Okay.
That's me.
Okay, I'm just going to throw one under the bush. It's not an actual review. The Big Show on Netflix.
Classic stuff.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow.
Sarcasm coming off the top there. Look, I think the Big Show is very funny. He's a professional wrestler, if you don't know, former. He's part-time. He's not there a lot now. He's quite literally a very funny man in real life, though. A very genuinely nice guy as well. It's a sitcom from Netflix, and I watched the first episode, and I didn't laugh once. There was one point where there was a security guy went, "Hey, you're John Cena, right?" That's just not even, yeah. So I'm not even going to touch the main event, the other WWE Netflix collaboration. Dear God, it just didn't make me laugh once. I like the Big Show, but if it gets a second season, I will kill people on Twitter. Anyway, so the first one I wanted to talk about was Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Which is, but yeah, okay. So back in the 1930s, 1940s, when Walt Disney was
a massive racist, yes.
Well, the cartoons were like 2 to 3 minutes. How do you feel about that, Troy? No, I'm joking. Wow. Basically, they did 2 to 3 minutes. Small cartoons with Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, Daisy, Minnie, and all that, So this kind of harkens back to that old style, but with dick jokes. I swear to God, homeless-looking Goofy, who's really angry all the time, Mickey Mouse, who's naked in public, even if he has no genitals.
Yeah.
There's a whole episode just in French. It's a bit more edgy. It's basically got the feel of 2 to 3 minutes. It's on Disney Plus. It's actually called the Mickey Mouse cartoon. There was some questionable. How do you say it? I mean, Goofy looks like he's a drug addict now. He looks like a homeless bum that you can find underneath a bridge. He threatened to stab Mickey with a knife at one point. There is a whole episode where Donald and Mickey are going to meet Minnie and Daisy, and they just both get naked. They lose their clothes, and they're both pretending like they have, the whole Donald Duck's naked from the bottom, right? All of a sudden, they're just acting like it's the biggest thing in the world to be naked because they've got no genitals. I don't know. Crazy, just not fun. I don't know. It's a bit weird to see a big icon like Mickey Mouse do, well, basically naked jokes and just be vicious and nasty, and yeah, it's a bit shit, basically. This week I'm shitting on everything because I just didn't watch anything good.
Right, fair enough.
Okay.
Sorry, I just don't know. Me and my wife watched it with our mouths open. It's not good-natured. I don't know if they tried to make Mickey Mouse edgy. It just doesn't work. He's just, when somebody reinvents a character and it's just not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's being true to form. Walt Disney, scumbag, isn't he?
But both are still better than Charmed. Anyway,
Hell no.
There's a couple of shows that I did want to talk about that I really, 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 really like. There's one called The Hollow, which is a TV series on Netflix, which is a Canadian animated adventure mystery series. Have you heard of it?
Hollow, no, never heard.
Seen the name, never looked into it.
The animation caught my eye. So basically, we start the show with three teenagers called Adam, Mira, and Kai, who are waking in a room with no memories of themselves or who they are or anything. They've got the only reason that they know their names is that it's written on 3 slips of small paper in their pockets. They emerge from an underground bunker. They have to solve a puzzle to get out the room. And you find out that Adam is very strong, great gymnast. Kai's very good at electronics. And fire, he's like the Human Torch. And Mira is kind of like very good at talking to animals and very clever. The thing is, it's got this real sense of danger and mystery and stuff. And you start on an island with zombie dogs and like a science lab, and they have to kind of get to know each other because Kai's quite stupid. Kai keeps falling over and says stupid things. He confuses amnesia with insomnia. It's just really stupid. And I just find the interplay is really good. And the great thing about this show is it actually is very confident because no sooner has that first episode, because at the end of the first episode, you're wondering how can this show keep it interesting on the island. Some magic guy will turn up and change and chase them off to another part of the island. So each week is a different landscape. One week they're helping Death with his dead horse and hanging out with the horsemen of the apocalypse,
Right.
which is just funny. And then you find out there's another bunch of teenagers, 3 of them again. So it just keeps adding intrigue on because you don't know what's going on, what is behind the whole thing. There's a second season because I've just done the first season. I'm not going to spoil it, what's behind it, but it's just really clever at revealing things about the characters and their abilities, and you find out who it is, who they are, and it completely sets it up for a better second season, I believe. So yeah, I'm excited. And it's 24 minutes. It's got a bit of a flash animation feel to it though. Okay. You know, there's that flash animation style, which was popular on newsgrounds and stuff in the 2000s.
Okay.
I mean, the animation's a bit janky sometimes, but it's fun. And it's a show for kids. Basically, it's PG rated, but it's exciting. I mean, there's a lot of shows for kids now where it's dumb. This show is for the family, basically. It's like it's got like a Doctor Who feel. There's enough for adults, but it's also exciting for kids because it's just it's a bit of a mystery.
Okay. Tom, what do we hear? What did we hear just now, Tom? What do we hear? What did we hear just now? Doctor Who, yo, turn it.
Yeah, no, it's true. I was trying to be nice and not drop him in at that time. But...
Fuck off, Mr. Charles.
Couldn't slide. Couldn't do
it. It's good, and it's also got demon monks. And really, how can you hate a show that has demon monks?
Well, if you're a fan of Doctor Who, you see them all the flipping time.
Ha 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 ha. Fuck both of you. So basically, sorry. Well, sorry, hold on. A cat's just jumped in my house. Hold on. Wait.
It's quite talking about Doctor Who, that's why.
We've got a cat. Sorry, my bedroom is connected to a roof, and because it's hot, we have the door open. A cat keeps jumping in here quite regularly. Thinks it's funny. I love cats, but when I'm recording a podcast, sorry, he keeps knocking over the stuff near the window. We'll try not to feed him as well, because if he gets food, he'll keep coming back. Sorry. So yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. So the Hollow, yeah, go watch that. I won't spoil any secrets because they're worth holding on to, and you should go watch it. Okay. There's a film happening this year, so it's quite popular. It's one of those shows that I've not heard anything about, like Marianne from a couple of weeks ago, the French horror show I told you about.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Perfect.
It's one of those Netflix shows that doesn't get any publicity because there's a million and one things to watch.
Fair enough.
I also, yeah. So you guys have one more thing. Have you guys heard of a show called Atypical?
Atypical.
Atypical, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it, never seen it.
Yeah.
You've heard about it? Have you seen it, Troy?
Nope, heard of it, never seen it.
I'm going to quickly go through this because I'm someone that has autism. So, like, I've never seen a good show that deals with autism. And Sheldon from Big Bang is not a good way of autism. He's just a dickhead. As someone of autism, it's like Eugene and Sheldon Cooper. No. They laugh at it too much.
In my experience, there are quite a few Sheldon Coopers. There are quite a few people who are just like Sheldon Cooper who have autism, but he is not the absolute typical. Yeah.
No, but they try and make it hateable, and I know a lot of people that I work with are not like that. They understand people. Anyway, so typical. But it's focused on an 18-year-old boy called Sam Gardner who's autistic. But the big deal is, and this is why I love this show, it's done 3 seasons. The next season is now delayed until next year because of COVID-19, which is going to happen a lot. But
yeah,
it basically, and this is the thing that I really appreciate, instead of just seeing, in the Big Bang Theory, you see Sheldon Cooper just living with his housemates. You never see how the family dealt with someone with autism. How they accommodate them into the family unit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This show follows not just Sam, but his family, his mum and dad, and his sister. And it doesn't laugh. It's a comedy, but unlike Big Bang Theory, it doesn't laugh at autism. It's just because Sam says funny things. But it never, how do I say it? It never seems like it's trying to take the piss out of people with autism. That makes it understandable. So, like, they deal with subjects like body language, sensitive to noise. So they try and make season 1. They try and make the school dance with headphones because some people with autism can be sensitive to sound. So they try and make it autism friendly. And there's a battle there between parents and the school to try and sort that out. It's just very respectful, and I really just wanted to talk about it. Also, it's opened up conversations between me and my family about how they helped me out when I was younger, because it's opened up my past as well, and it made me want to talk to my family about what it was like living with me when I was younger, when I had autism. So it's a great show. Please go watch it, and it's really funny as well. Okay. It's Netflix don't really. It's one of those brilliant gems that Netflix has, like The Hollow, which they like. It gets lost underneath all the other stuff, and I think I'm a big shouter of it. So that's my lot. So, okay. Just don't watch Big Show. God's sake. Okay. Troy.
All right. So we got it. Let's see what we got.
To make a wager with me before he starts about what he's going to say.
There you go. So I'm going to start off with. Wait for it, guys. I know you're waiting with bated breath. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. There we go.
It's better than Charm.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Hey, don't disrespect Charm. Hey, we ain't talking about Charm right now. We're talking about Sabrina. Let's talk about Sabrina. Okay.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Yeah, the Netflix version.
Oh, is there a new version? Okay.
Netflix.
Yes.
CW, the movie Netflix.
It's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Sorry, Witch.
It's the Chilling Adventures, Tom. It's the Chilling Adventures, the more adult version.
Yeah. Okay. And this is based on the comic, isn't it, Troy? Based on the
modern day comic, yeah.
It's a general part.
But Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the version from years ago, was the best version of 3 females portraying witches on TV.
It was pretty good.
Bar none.
Yeah. There's
Oh,
another show, a really good that couldn't.
side jabs, Tom. I see.
Yeah. Is that show called Cursed? Yeah, that's the show. Yeah.
Here we
No,
go.
no.
But anyway, let's get on Chilling Adventures, Sabrina. Disrespecting the goal enough. Okay, we had enough of this. All right, okay, so let's get into this. So, Chilling Adventures, Sabrina, American supernatural horror web TV show, developed by Roberto Agua Sacasa for Netflix. Because basically, he just did a version of like Archie comics because they've kind of mixed Archie and Sabrina together in it's kind of the same universe. So if you've seen Riverdale, then you know. And if you do Chilling Adventures, they're in the same kind of universe. They put them together.
Okay. Question, Troy, before we start. Is Riverdale any good?
Yes, it is very good.
Okay.
Very good.
So I'm going to have to ask someone else's opinion. Sorry.
The disrespect is off the charts right now. People put in the comments in the comment section down below how good Riverdale is. That's for sure. It's amazing. It's an amazing show. If you like Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, you're going to like Riverdale. Simple as that. So here we go. So let's continue. The series was produced by Warner Brothers TV, so you know it's got some backing behind it. It's got some serious power and money behind it. So in terms of production value, it is top notch. So the series is centered on the Archie Comics character Sabrina Spellman. So as you can tell, it's based on Archie Comics because they put Sabrina's character in Archie Comics. She's portrayed by Kiernan Shipka. She's like the main star. She plays Sabrina. She's like the head witch in the entire show. She's the main character, and she's got her aunts in the show, as you know from the original TV show. There you go, Hilda.
Cat.
Huh?
Does it have a talking cat?
Not a talking cat. If you're wondering, not a talking cat.
Okay.
It's a bit different. It's a bit more realistic take on it, a bit of darker take on the show. So let me just give a bit of a synopsis for you guys. Here we go. So the action begins just a few days before Sabrina Spellman, Kiernan Shipka's character, 16th birthday. So basically, the show is basically kicking off with her 16th birthday. So, or just before 16th birthday, because once she hits 16, she has to write her name in literally basically the book of the beast, basically the devil's book.
I was about to make a joke about her being legal, but okay.
Here we go, guys. The legal here is not with Ben. Come on now. Calm down, Ben. Calm
down.
There are no words.
Oh, there are. Yeah, Tom was just quiet the entire time. He's like, I ain't touching that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so where she is stuck between the ultimatum of signing her name in the Book of the Beast, as I said before, agreeing to become a full-time witch. So basically, she's stuck in the middle of being a human or a full-time witch. Because the devil basically wants her to sign the book so it can release the devil, like make him become manifest in the earthly realm. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of goal for the devil in this kind of season 1 and beyond. Because it's technically on 2 seasons, but they've kind of split the second and third but second season up into 2 parts. So people call it season. Basically, there's 3 seasons, but there's really 2. There's like 28 episodes altogether. So at the same time, throughout these 2 seasons, they kind of bring in H.P. Lovecraft type characters in here because they've got basically the Dunwich horrors have basically created like a type of H.P. Lovecraft type of vibe in the show as well. So you've got all sorts. You've got the devil, you got Lilith. Anyone knows about supernatural, even watching supernatural knows who Lilith is, or anyone knows about the Bible in general. Lilith, you know what I'm saying? You got sea creatures. You got like literally the High Kings of Hell. You got all. It goes full in depth. They even have a statue of literally Beelzebub like in the actual in their school, witch school. There's an actual like, statue. Literally, this is how this is how far this show is going. This is how popular the show is. Literally, the Satanists, they actually tried to get the show cancelled at one point because they depicted it as like they make the devil evil. And I was like, what do you think? The devil? It's the devil. What do you think is gonna what do you think is gonna happen? It's got a massive statue of like the devil like in the hall, and they had to take that out for season 3. Like you know what I'm saying? They had to take that out because the Satanists they kind of settled it in court of they can't use the actual image. So they kind of had to like kind of vary that up a bit as well. So it's crazy. But this show is really good, by the way. It's an awesome show. Characters are literally doing the teen actors are very good, to be fair. Solid actors. And I'd say, yeah, go check it out.
I have a question.
Oh.
The actors are they 30-year-olds trying to be 18?
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. So they are in the early 30s, late 20s. So yeah.
Oh my god.
So actually, you would expect this American. Come on now, Ben.
But it takes me out the show if I know that they're a lot older than the characters.
You know, man, they have young faces. That's why they get away with all these roles.
UK does it so well. We have proper teenagers playing the right age. God, America! Like,
oh my god!
are you fucking kidding me? Look at Glee, for example. Sorry. Sorry, I'll let you get back on.
Oh, and before I go, speaking of Doctor Who, before I finish on Sabrina,
Doctor.
hey, there we go. Bringing it back just real quick. Just bringing it back.
Yeah.
So let me just get her name real quick. Just make sure I get her name right, just for you. Miss Hardwell. It's Michelle Gomez. Do you know who that is, Ben?
Yes, the Master.
Yes, the Master. Oh yes, my.
Oh, she's in this. I'm watching.
Yes, she's Lilith.
Okay.
She's all over this show. She's amazing.
Okay.
So that's a little in just for you and Tom. You know what I'm saying? To check this show out. Trust me, Ben, you're gonna love her in the show. That's for sure. Okay. She kind of plays the fence of like good and evil. She kind of plays the line. She kind of blurs the line sometimes. She's in the grey.
So like the Master, basically.
Yeah, like the Master. She's basically the Master in Sabrina.
Okay, that's good. Can't wait for that crossover.
So yeah, there we go. So they got that one in the bag. Sabrina. Hey, everyone, go check that out if you haven't seen it. Next up, Ben kind of alluded to it. Ben just slowly. He didn't even know he did, but he did. So we got Riverdale. There we go. The crossover begin. There we go. The same universe. I'm going to Riverdale right now. Teen heads are going crazy right now.
Okay,
they're going mad.
Is there a crazy like sheet? You know when Buffy and Angel crossed over, you had to watch episodes in a certain order. So if one show fucks with the other show, you had to watch an episode and come back. Do you have to watch both shows side by side?
No, because literally they really like do anything to it. Literally, Sabrina, they let you walk through Riverdale. That's all you get to see, or the Riverdale might talk about. You know what I'm saying? Greendale, where she is. They rarely like cross over. They don't really talk to it or interact with each other, but you see the actual towns where they walk down.
Okay.
You might see a street, or you might see a street name, and then that's basically it. That's the crossover done. Nothing really much tied in there yet.
Oh, best crossover ever.
There you go. So let's get into Riverdale real quick. Hey, so as people may have known, Luke Perry starred in the show, and he died recently. So, yeah, Luke Perry. He was the dad of Archie in the show, and they throughout the show, Archie goes to the grave at times, talks to his dad in the show to kind of pay homage to Luke Perry's character in the show. So, but anyway, just get back into this show. Let's do a little quick synopsis, a little rundown. Okay, so Riverdale is an American teen drama television series based on the characters of Archie comics, as you know, on the 30s. Archie comics, which has been out for a long time. So this is kind of like in the same vein as, well, a similar vein, a lighter vein than the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's like a darker tone, more like a Gossip Girl, and basically on crack. Basically, that's what Riverdale is. It's like a whodunit / Scream type of thing. Like a, you know what I'm saying, they've got killers in the show. You've got the masked, they always call it the masked hood. You got what do you call it, the Gargoyle King. So you got all these kind of villains throughout the show who are actually killing people, and drugs is literally running all the way through the show. So literally drugs, all that stuff is crazy. But let's get more into this ensemble cast. We've got KJ Apa in the role of Archie, Lily Reinhardt. She's kind of like a movie star at this point now, as Betty Cooper. Camila Mendes, anyone has seen Dangerous Lies, which she topped the charts in Netflix. I don't know if anyone's seen it. Anyone seen that movie, Dangerous Lies?
Dangerous Lies?
Yeah. It was the top, like, literally rated show on Netflix for like a little bit of time. It was crazy. I was like, where did this movie come from? All of a sudden, it topped Netflix. But anyways, a lot of people talking about it.
Is it a recent film or is it an old
one?
Recent.
Yeah, literally just came out like literally a couple weeks ago.
No, I haven't seen it, no.
Yeah. So Camila Mendes, she stars it. She's Veronica Lodge. So does anyone know about Archie comics? Yeah, Tom. Ben.
I know a little bit.
Yeah, so Tom probably know about most of these characters anyway. You've got Jughead, Jughead Jones, which is Cole Sprouse. So like Jughead, basically everyone thinks Archie's the main character of the show, but really, Jughead is the actual main character of the show. He's like the narrator throughout this entire show.
But in the comics, that's kind of true as well.
Yeah,
Archie and Jughead kind of share things.
Most people think, oh, Archie comics. You know what I'm saying? They kind of mistake that sometimes. They go, Archie, yeah. Well, he must be the main character. But in the comics, yeah, so Jughead is kind of the main character anyways, isn't it? You know what I mean, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for people from the outside world, the casuals, probably think Archie comics. You know what I'm saying? The first thing to say is Archie. But yeah, he's on all the comic book main covers and stuff like that. But yeah, so he's like the narrator of the show. There's his team. There's always that teen drama going on. Jughead is like literally the writer of that newspaper place. Him and Betty, and the mask hood is literally Betty's dad. He's like this serial killer. He's killing all these people because he's just crazy. He's got this urge, and Betty has it too. So throughout the show, Betty is controlling her urge not to try and kill people because she's got repressed anger throughout this entire show. It's crazy. But let's just keep going on a bit more into the show. Let's keep going. Okay, so as a new school year begins, the town of Riverdale is reeling from the recent tragic death of high school golden boy Jason Blossom. So there's a character called Jason Blossom because you got the Blossoms in the show as well. So the main kind of the beginning thread of the show is Jason Blossom. He dies. He's kind of this school heartthrob, and he's like one of the major families of the town. The Blossoms like this, the high flying. They own this. What was it? What do they own? They own this. This kind of special jam. Was it a special jam? I can't remember what she was. Special jam. They had this special. Let's see. Let me find out real quick. No, it was like a special thing they had. Yeah, so it's like a special kind of like substance they used to sell. It was like like a jar. It's almost like a marmalade type of thing. They basically sold all of that, so their family kind of runs the whole town because of that, and they kind of kingpins at the same time. So they kind of basically run. They run the town basically. The Blossoms run the town. So he dies, and Cheryl Blossom, she kind of almost gets kind of blamed for it at the same time. But throughout the whole show, no one's really kind of looking at her towards the whole show. So it's kind of everything kind of intertwines. You know, way everything kind of leads into this, leads into that. But it's a great show. You have to watch all of it. I'm not doing it justice talking about it. Trust me.
I have a question.
Go on.
Are the actors looking like they're in their 30s again?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask you every time which I'm on the show.
You have a serious obsession with this.
It pisses me
You're
off.
their age, isn't it, Tom? What's going on here? I don't get it.
Pisses me off, really does.
I'm slightly worried about you and age things.
I know it's getting scary now, Tom. We've got to talk to him after this. It's getting scary.
No, I just find it takes me out the show. Fuck you. I'm not a paedophile. Go fuck this. Dear God. Right, I'm gonna find someone to replace me on this show. I can't work in these environments anymore, lads.
It's getting creepy.
Ben, that should definitely be the tagline for this episode when you put it up. It's just Ben Gilman, I am not a paedophile.
I am not a paedophile.
No pedo, no, not a paedophile. Just want to make sure, in case the police are listening, and come and kick my door in.
Okay, let me just point out to you, Ben, if you're having to make that justification, you probably said something a bit dodgy somewhere.
Nah, it's fine. No, I come on, like, you know, at the end of the day, you guys are piss takers, so really. Stop, both of you.
Oh, man. But anyways, as you can tell, okay, so I can't continue.
You've derailed Troy again. It's becoming a tradition.
I can't believe it. But okay, so so Riverdale is a CW show. Everyone probably thinks, the CWs, childish. You know what I'm saying? SJW stuff is about to happen in this show. But at the same time, stuff like that does happen at the time. There are hints of that because you've got the lesbian angles, obviously, all up in the show, the gay angles. But it intertwines the storylines very well. So you kind of just like watch the show. So even me, I'm not really into that all the time. But I'm just like, whatever, man. It's a good show, good plot. CW, that's one of their better shows on the station, on the network. Riverdale is one of them. So actually, literally, I say on the CW, I say Riverdale is probably the best on CW.
Okay.
Riverdale is the flagship right now on the CW.
Also on Netflix.
Yeah, also on Netflix too. Yeah, that's what I forgot to mention. So Netflix, Riverdale, Sabrina. Hey, those two, look for them. Check them out if you haven't seen it. Get it done. Oh, and also, before I go, just a little side mention. So those two are done. Riverdale, Sabrina. Little side mention. We've got All Elite Wrestling, AEW. People that watch that. People start watching that show more. He's to crack the million. He's to crack it. So like, so the nearest it's got was 900 something million. It hasn't cracked the million mark yet. It's a wrestling show, by the way, guys. It's a wrestling show. Cody Rhodes.
We know.
Yes, just the masses. It's the masses, Ben. Come on, try to reach the masses. Come on. The casuals out there, you know what I'm saying? People don't know about EAW, probably talk about NXT, WWE, the main roster, Raw, SmackDown, all that stuff.
Yeah, blah, blah. Go watch AEW. Go get fun back in wrestling.
AEW, that's where the fun is right now. Oh my days.
No, we love you, but you defend WWE, but yeah, it's got to be.
Did either of you guys actually watch Double or Nothing?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic.
That stadium fight was bloody hilarious.
It's amazing.
Just when they turned that swimming pool into the lake of reincarnation, basically. Matt Hardy. It was so good.
God.
Oh my days. I think for me though, I'm gonna lie though, I was like, when Darby Allin tried to kill Frankie Kazarian with the skateboard, that cracked me up.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I was like, what the hell is he trying to kill him? No one said anything about it. He literally tried to kill Frankie Kazarian. Tried to kill him.
I think my favourite thing was probably the Northern Light suplexes the entire length of the football field.
Yeah, and Hangman just turning up on a horse.
It was a horse.
Yeah.
I was running in the Zach repeat from a few weeks ago from the golf cart.
Bro, but it's funny as well because before that,
it had proper callbacks to things that had happened on the show in weeks before. Yeah.
And then Sammy Guevara was like, "Yeah, what you think? How do you think I feel? I'm gonna run over by a golf cart." This is the problem before it made me laugh. I was dying.
And much
Can I just say though, that bump at the end,
bro,
that one-winged angel,
that was insane.
All the respect in the world to both of them for that. Jesus.
Mental.
Oh.
Sorry, we shouldn't be getting onto wrestling because we'll talk about wrestling all night.
Yeah, literally, we could talk all about that.
That is Sheeta, my girl.
Oh, my girl, Sheeta.
Got the job. Nyla Rose, who's very shit.
No. The Nyla Rose bit when she put Sheeta.
I don't have a problem with transgender people. It's just she's a shit wrestler. See, because each week I had new people to piss on, and apparently, I don't want the reputation of a transgender hater. She's shit. Nyla Rose is shit.
No one's gonna be going you for that. That's for sure. Because she ain't.
You never know, man. You never know.
Yeah, it's true. You never know. But to be fair, she ain't that great. To be fair, she deserved that win. Because the only bit I liked about Nyla Rose in the match was when she puts her through the casino table, and then Nyla Rose was like, "Always bet on black." Shout to Wesley Snipes.
Right, let's kill this fucker and shoot it in the head and go home, lads.
Yeah, so that's my side note. I'm done.
So we're still working on Spotify and iTunes and stuff. We're waiting for confirmation. We'll have an update for you hopefully next week. We are working hard on it. Next week is a special. It'll be the UK version, not the American version, because American versions UK shows suck. It'll be the UK Life from Mars and Ashes to Ashes special. We don't know how long it's going to be. Are you excited for it, lads?
I'm excited.
I am, and I understand exactly why we're doing the two together, but both of them could be their own special on their own, but I get why we want to put them together because it makes sense. It's a linear.
Oh, so you want to split them up?
No, I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying that Life on Mars, I rewatched it recently, and you could spend a couple of hours just talking about Life on Mars. Quite easily.
There was a girl that I know. She was like, Troy, man, you should watch Life on Mars. I was like, yeah, we're gonna get into it. Hey, we've got a podcast going.
I'm going to make a call then. We split them and then we put Men Behaving Badly back into August. There we go. Done. It's the best way.
Okay. I wasn't trying to cause trouble. It's just thinking about them.
We could do that because they're both both big shows.
But that's the thing. Although they've got the same characters, they are standalone.
Yeah, they are.
Things.
Yeah.
Life on Mars could have ended, and you would have felt that it had enough closure.
And then
You
he
know what I
became
mean?
Doctor. Then he became the Master. So
Yes.
we have to find a way to get that Indian dude into our conversation next week. So basically, we're gonna say goodbye. I'm Ben Gilman.
I'm Tom Hill.
I'm Troy Salmon.
And that's it for us. See you later. Night.